Okay. Good evening.
Good evening.
Hope you are doing great.
Yeah.
Today you'll be doing list. We'll be talking about list. But before that, this time around you'll be moving alongside with the CSS. We can't take time to learn all the properties in CSS. As we move on, we may encounter new properties in our design. So let's do a quick recap. Yesterday I said hello. Yesterday I said CSS stands for Cascading Style Sheet, and it's used in designing our web page. The beautification and the layout of our web page depends on the CSS. So we talked about the internal type of CSS, the external, then the inline type of CSS. And we also came across two key word in CSS, that was the classes and IDs. We also learned that the class was used to give a group of tags, and the ID was used to identify a single tag. Today we talk about how we can create list. How we can create list. So we have the list. So with the list, we have two types of list. We have two types of list. We have one to be there. We have the ordered list, and then the unordered list. Please hope it's cool.
Yes.
Okay, so let's start with the ordered list. So in creating ordered list, as the name implies, we have the O and then the L. So the combination of the O and L to form a tag, something like this, OL. Then we have a closing OL to represent ordered list. So we then have a tag for a list. So tag for list is LI, like this. So we have the opening LI and then the close LI. So in a nutshell, this is an ordered list. And in also creating an ordered list, we use the initial letters. So we use the UL to specify this is an unordered list. So inside the UL tag, then you create our list like this. Please hope you've understood it.
Yes.
So let's try to put this basic info into practice. So let me um, open the project, my project. Um, let me, I'm trying to find my. Okay, I'm trying to find my project. Okay, I think here it is. No, it's not this. Uh, Let me create a new file and let me save it. So new file and let me save it at my desktop on my desktop. So I'll name this list dot html like this. So I'll begin with the basic structure. So I have the title to be list. Okay. So now let's move to the unordered list. So we create the unordered list with the use of um let's begin with the ordered list. So OL like this. Then we have the closing OL. So in between, I'll create a list LI like this, LI with closing LI. That's the list. So inside this, I can say item one. So I'll create another list and give this one item two, then LI item three like this. So I'll save it and try to open it in the browser. Okay, so this is the list that we've created because it is ordered list. So we have the numbering to be one, two, three. Please hope you understand.
Yes.
So let's use the same information to
Hello, sir.
hello
Please, what is the difference between the list and the link? You see, I learned the link. You told that we can use a line or
link
yeah, the link.
link to when
When you were inserting a link, you told us we can use a line as a link. But this one, you are using how do you call it? Li as a list.
we don't
Or am I wrong?
we can use li in conjunction with an anchor tag to create a link.
Okay.
So we use anchor tag to create a link, not list. But the
Okay.
list help us to style it.
Okay.
So
Thank you, sir.
this is a list.
All right. Thank you, sir.
After this, we will go to links. So we have
Okay, sir.
ordered list. So let's create an ordered list. The same information. So on ordered list, UL, then closing unordered list. Inside it, I'll have the same LI, then item one, item one, then I'll close my list. Then another LI, item two, then item three. So I'll save it again and open my browser. So refresh. So this is an unordered list. So please hope you can see the difference.
Yes.
Okay. So with this, we can apply CSS to it. to make it more beautiful. And we can even apply CSS to change the numbering where we want it to start. And I'm coming. Okay, so let me open the code for you to copy. So please, can we move on?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. On my side.
Okay. So we can have a list within a list. So let's take, for example, the let's take the ordered list, for example. So I want to create a list which will contain another list. So I'll first create my li, which is the first list, then close it and say maybe item 4. And inside this OL, I want to create an ordered list. So let me break it so that, so I'll create an ordered list like this. Then inside it, I'll say maybe I'll create a list. And this, let's say sub item, sub item 1. Then let me try to copy it and paste it. So 1, sub item 2, then sub item 3. So I'll then close this list that I created. So I'll close it here. So the fourth item begins at this place and ends at this place. And inside it, I've created a sub list inside. So I'll save it, then move to my browser, refresh. So we can see we have a sub list. So we have the first one, the first item, second, third. Then the fourth one, we have a sub item under it. Please hope you get me.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yes. So
yes,
is
but
there hello? Hello.
Hello.
Please, so it means that the fourth item, the sub items belong to only the fourth item.
Yeah. So
Okay.
if like let me add fifth item to it. So li item 5, and let me save it again, refresh. So you see that we have the fourth item, then the fifth item here. So the numbering didn't affect the sub item. So supposing this one was to be ordered list, It also had been begin with 1, 2, then 3. Please hope you understand.
Yes, sir.
So,
Okay.
please let me see the code.
Okay. So this is it. This is the code.
Mm. Okay.
So please can we move on? Can we please move on?
All
Yes,
right.
sir.
Okay, so now let's concentrate on the ordered list. We will come back to the unordered list. That's this part. We'll come back to it. So let's try to keep our focus on the ordered list. So in our browser, we see the numbering to be in 1, 2, 3, then 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what of we don't want this style of numbering, or we don't want this style. So we have we want to give it maybe Roman numerals, or let's say alphabets. How do we then do that? So let's move to our code. On the open tag of the ordered list, we can type like this. So you want to specify the listing style. So we can say 1, mean we want it in numerical way. That's what we have. Save it, then refresh. So we have the numerical way. That's the 1, 2, 3 way of listing. If you want a Roman numerals, we can set the type to, let's say, I. With this capital I, it then uses the uppercase way of listing or numbering. So let me save it, then refresh my browser. So we have the IV, then V. So this is the Romans numerals way of displaying our list. If you want it to be in the lowercase, instead of the capital I, we can use the small I to display it in the lowercase. So we then have our numbering in the form of lowercase. Please hope you understand.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So now let's move to the um, alphabetical order way. So if you want it to be in an alphabetical order, let's take off the I, then A. So this one will be in the smaller case, then capital A for the uppercase. So I'll save it, then refresh my browser. So we have the A, B, C, D, then E, like this. So I'll change it to the lowercase and save it again. So we have it in our lowercase. Please hope you understand.
Hmm.
Please hope you understand.
Yes, sir.
So now let's go back to our numbering. That's the 1, 2, 3 way of displaying our list. So save it. We have the 1, 2, 3. So what of we don't want it to start from 1, but rather we want it to start from maybe 10 upwards. How do we do that? So we have an attribute called um, the start. We have the attribute called start. So let's move to our code. We can add start to it. Then we can specify where we want to start it from. So maybe 10. We want the numbering should start from 10. So I'll save it. Refresh my browser. So we have our numbering starting from 10, 11, 12 to 14. Please hope you understand.
Please let me see the code. Okay. So in case you wanted to start from I, so you change the 1.
I've tried that before.
Or
You can do that. Aye. So we have it starting from 10, 11.
Okay.
Okay. I'll give you a pass.
I'm in a class.
Yeah, okay. All right.
All right.
We'll talk later.
Okay.
So please can we move on?
Yes, sir.
Let's with 4 minutes for our time to be up. So let's make it quick. So we are moving to the unordered list. So from our page, let's try to look at the unordered list. We have the circle or the dot style of bulletin. So we can change the style of bulletin using a property called list style type. So assuming I want to change this circle to a square, I quickly move to my ordered list. Because it's a CSS property, I have to state style like this. Then I'll give it a property called list style type. So I'll say that maybe square like this. So I'll save it, then move to my browser, refresh. So we have the square way of bulletin our list.
Okay.
So we can also have um, circle, circle way of bulletin. So we have the circle way, and we also have the disk. So the disk is the default way of bulletin that we saw the first time. So this is the disk style. There are more to it, and we can also remove the bulletin from it by setting it to none, like this. So save it, refresh, then I have my bulletin being taken away. So this is the code. And the list style type, we have plenty. You can also search for some. So is there any question?
No, sir, for my point.
Okay. Then our time is up. So we'll continue from the list. We have another type of list. That's the description list. So we'll discuss that one too tomorrow if God willing. So you can try your hands on this. And so maybe after treating link, we will try to use CSS together with the list and the links to form a navigation bar. So thank you for joining me for today. We'll meet tomorrow if by God willing. Thank you.
Sir,
Okay,
sir, please, can I show my screen to you? Love a minute.
you can share your screen.
Uh, sir, you see, I was following. I wanted, like, some of us, we are new, something like this will help a lot. You see,
The screen is
ordered.
okay.
Uh-huh.